For days, they've been trying to come to a consensus about how to respond to the Soviet missiles, but no agreement was possible. If you attack Cuba, it will look like a desperate, reckless act. The fate of the world truly rested on the fate of the American president's choices. Kennedy knew that something had to shift, and then he just said simply, "I've made this decision, and I hope it's right." In October 1962, the state of the Cold War was as desperate as it had been during the entire months beforehand. U.S. spy planes had delivered the undeniable proof. Soviet nuclear missiles were in Cuba, just 90 miles from American shores. The time to react was now. The news was devastating for the American people, and it was devastating for the prestige of the American presidency. Kennedy realized we'd come to the end of our string. He said something had to change. When the crisis began, the immediate goal was not regime change in Cuba, but simply to get the missiles out. Kennedy had long believed that a direct nuclear confrontation was unthinkable. Indeed, he said that in a full nuclear exchange, the fruits of victory would be ashes in our mouth. But he did not believe the United States could simply allow a hostile nuclear threat to be permanently aimed at cities. In the early days of the crisis, the president retreated to the White House to meet with his secret advisory group, the ExComm. The experts made him realize that the key to any successful resolution lay in controlled escalation. They needed to act decisively, but without forcing the Soviet Union's hand into launching a strike. The two primary options were an immediate airstrike against the missile sites or a naval quarantine, a blockade to prevent more weapons from arriving. An airstrike, however, would inevitably kill Soviet personnel and likely trigger a massive military response. Thus, Kennedy was able to come to a decision that would define his legacy and change the nature of the Cold War. Kennedy went before his ExComm on Tuesday, October 23rd. They had for days been trying to come to a consensus, but no consensus had been possible. In the crucial recorded meetings, you can hear the differing opinions. One said that an airstrike would certainly lead to a Soviet response in Berlin. Another said that the war would become nuclear because the Soviets wouldn't back down. Still another said, "You will turn the world against you if you are the first to fire." One of the cabinet members, his brother Robert Kennedy, made the most important moral point. He said that a surprise attack, Pearl Harbor in reverse, was fundamentally against American values. He said, "Better to wait until the eagle of victory takes flight and then hang the proclamation around its neck." In this case, the eagle was the success of the blockade. Finally, on October 24th, the naval quarantine went into effect. Though it was a terribly anxious conflict and both sides were at the highest level of alert, at least the immediate shooting had been delayed.